Okay, one more terminology. Independentness of two events is another important term which is required to be understood, and some problems need to be solved on this. So two events A and B are said to be independent if we will write what is the definition. We will complete this definition. But before that, let us understand what do we mean by that. Probability of A given B, that means probability of A happening given that B has already occurred. We said is equal to probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. That had been our definition for conditional probability. But if I want to say A and B are independent events, then probability of A happening given B has already occurred should not change the probability of A. And therefore, we say A and B are independent if occurrence of B does not affect probability of A. If this situation happens, then we will be saying that the two events are independent. But then if we rewrite this formula, because we know PA given B is PA intersection B upon PB, and therefore formal definition, if PA intersection B is equal to PA into PB. Okay, here English explanation or whatever is your logic sometimes does not make sense, but we have to strictly follow the definition. And definition of two events to be independent is that if PA intersection B is PA into PB. So the moment you have PA intersection B, probability of A intersection B becoming equal with probability of A and probability of B, you are supposed to say that those two events are independent. And if they are not equal, LHS is not equal to RHS, you are supposed to say that they are not independent. This is very important what I am trying to say, because two events are designed such that they don't have any connection with each other. But if probability calculations A intersection B and PA and PB, if they satisfy this equation, we have to say that they are independent. If they don't satisfy the equation, we have to say that they are not independent, irrespective of what do they make sense. Okay, so this is important. So as to explain you what I am trying to say is, let me consider the event which is our space under consideration, where I have 1, 1, 3, 1, 4, and fourth order pair. I deliberately choose some abnormal. This is our omega. If we say our event A is 1, 2, 1, 3, event B is 1, 2, 1, 4, and event C is 1, 3, 1, 4. Okay, so we will do our calculations now. Oh, good. Our calculations will be, what is probability of A intersection B? Can we tell us? Can you somebody tell me? A intersection B, how many elements are there? 1, 2, order pair is there. Okay, so A intersection B, probability of A intersection B, and this is our omega, is our total space. Then probability of A intersection B is 1 upon 4. What is probability of A two elements out of four elements, therefore 1 upon 2. Probability of B, same, 1 upon. Therefore, by definition, A and B are independent. Because 1 upon 4 is equal to 1 half into 1 half. Right? Now, let us see if I remove this element from the omega. I mean, it is not there anywhere in ABC, but it is sitting in omega. Therefore, we remove it. Suppose from omega it is disappearing, then let us calculate what is A intersection B. Probability of A intersection B is 1/3. What is probability of A? 2/3. And what is probability of B? 2/3. Is it? Yes or no? Yes. And therefore, we will say, by definition, A and B are not independent. Why? Because we cannot get 1/3 by multiplying 2/3 and 2/3. We get 4 by 9. And here we get 1 upon 3. So that is what it is. That is what I was trying to tell you. And you may try to figure out what is the meaning of these events that we have written in real life, etc. That is one part of the story. But this is reality. Now, if you add one more element, e comma pi, and suppose 1 comma 5, then also A and B are not going to be independent. But if there are four elements in omega and setup is like this, we will say that A and B are dependent. So essentially, you are supposed to follow the definition. And definition is correct. Definition is quite logical because it depends on conditional probability. Conditional probability, we said, if probability of A happening given B has already occurred, if it is equal to probability of A, that means effect of B on A is not there. That leads us to this particular formula. Okay, so you need to deal with independent events or not independent events essentially based on this formula. I pause the video and check whether you have any objections. Bola. Now, let us take a couple of on this and try to understand what do we mean by dependent and independent events. Nayan C, Rishikesh, Rajwardhan. अरे जरा लाइट कमी पड़ दोगे ट्यूबलाइट. Okay. Before writing the questions, let me give you some notations. Three events ABC are said to be mutually independent. अरे चालू है, recording is on. Three events. कसं काय चालू झालं? मी आता पॉज केलं म्हणलं. बरं ठीक. Three events ABC are said to be mutually independent. If probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B intersection C is equal to probability of E into probability of C. Probability of C intersection A is equal to probability of C into probability of A, and probability of A intersection B intersection C is equal to probability of A into probability of B into probability of C. Three events are said to be pairwise independent. One, three, only. 1 and 2 and 3 only. No discussion of 4. Pairwise. So mutually independent are pairwise independent. But not vice versa. Not otherwise. Okay. I give you 3 events. Check whether they are independent. Question 1. Toss of a fair coin. Let H1 event is heads on first toss. And H2 is event, sorry, heads on first toss, and A is event. एक minute, I'm mixing two problems. Toss a fair coin. काहीतरी आज डिस्टर्बन्स आहे माझ्या माइंड मध्ये. टॉस अ फेअर कॉइन टॉइस. H1 heads on first toss. H2 heads on second toss. Are H1 and H2 independent? Very simple, oral. Think about it and tell me yes or no. Probability of H1 intersection H2 is going to be 1 by 4. You can write down all those sample space HH, HT, TH, TT. This is total, and H1 intersection H2, that means first head, second also head, that is only 1, therefore 1 by 4. What is H1? Probability of H1 heads on first toss 2 by 4 is equal to 1 by 2, and probability of H2 is 1 by 2, therefore they are independent. Question 2. Toss of a fair coin 3 times. Event, let me write it correctly. H1 head on first toss. And event A, 2 heads total. Are H1 and A independent? Are they independent? Are they independent? करा कॅल्क्युलेशन्स आणि सांगा मला. Draw one card from standard deck of playing cards. Draw one card. A, Ace. One card you are drawing, and event A is if the card is S. Event H if the card is Hearts. And event R if the card is Red. Okay. Tell me A and H are independent. Question 1. Sub question 1. Are A and H independent? Question 2. Are H and R are independent? Question 3. Are A and R are independent? This is red. Third event is the card is red. Okay, the answers are yes, no, yes. Question 4. A and B are two independent events. The probability that both A and B occur is 1 by 8. Probability of neither of them occurs is 3 by 8. Find probability of occurrence of A. Question 5. Following statements are equivalent. Question 5. Let A comma B be subset of omega, some sample space. 1. A and B are independent. 2, A and B dash are independent. 3, A dash and B are independent. And 4, A dash and B dash are independent. Any one of them is true, remaining 3 are true. Write down proper theoretic explanation, and you may assume first true and show that the remaining 3 are true. Now A and B are independent, which is given to us, and therefore we are supposed to say prove second. So we write A is equal to A intersection B dash union A intersection B. That is what is our event A. Right. So probability of A is equal to probability of A intersection B dash plus probability of A intersection B. And now we are looking at probability of A intersection B dash, which is probability of A minus probability of A intersection B. But probability of A intersection B is probability of A into probability of B, because they are independent. Therefore, probability of A inside bracket 1 minus probability of B, which is probability of A into probability of B dash. Hence, by definition, A and B dash are independent. Okay, this is how you can solve it. Now first let me finish all easy problems and then turn to the difficult ones. I think I have not. So 3 and 4 you are expected to do it independently. Now, what's okay, next question is one of the 10 keys open the door. If we try keys one after the other, find probability that door opens on first attempt, probability that door opens on second attempt, probability that door opens on 10th attempt. Easy. 4. Answer for question 4, probability of A is either half or 1/4. I mean 1 is
Yes, sir.
of B. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Probability of A is 1 by 10, easy. First attempt you get the door opened. Okay. You want second attempt to open the door. So probability of B is equal to, you don't want first. So what is the probability that first key does not open the door? Correct. What is the probability that second key opens? You are not going to try the same key again. That is what is assumed. Otherwise it is foolish problem. And probability of C 9 by 10 into 8 by 9 into 7 by 8 into dot 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 into 1 by 2, last one. Everything will get cancelled and eventually it will be 1 by 10. Odds in favor. for an event E, number of E is equal to A and number of E dash complement of E is equal to B, then A S to B is called odds in favor, which is probability of E as to probability of E dash, and reciprocal of this is called odds against. Okay, definition. This is how it is understood. The odds against a certain event are 5:2 and odds in favor of the other event independent of former are 6:5. Then find the probability that at least one of the events will happen. Benefit of all. Probability of, let me call it as a complement, that is first event does not happen, is 5/7. 5/2 is given. Probability of A dash upon probability of A is 5/2. So A dash is 5/7. Probability of B dash, now it is in favor, therefore probability of B upon probability of B dash is given 6:5. So we should consider it as 5:6 and therefore it is 5/11. So probability of A dash and B dash, both, this is probability of A failing, this is probability of B failing, therefore probability of both fails is equal to 5/7 into 5/11. Why into? Because A dash and B dash, therefore into, it is 25/77. So if probability of both failing is 25/77, probability of at least one working, at least one happening, is equal to 1 minus 25/77, which is 52/77. That is what is our answer. Next question. If 4 whole numbers are taken at random and multiplied, then find P, that the find P means find probability that the last digit in the product is 1, 3, 7 or 9. Find the probability that the last digit in the product is 1, 3, 1 or 3 or 7 or 9. Okay, as I said, if randomly chosen 4 numbers, if any of those numbers, even one of them, any one of the 4 numbers have 0, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 8 in their unit place, they will not produce these numbers as a product, any one of them, even if they have. So the whole numbers randomly chosen should be such that they have 1, 3, 7, or 9 in their unit place. Any one of these is okay. These are not okay. Therefore, you choose the first number, probability of choosing the first number correct is 2 by 5, 4 by 10. And probability of choosing the second number correct is 2 by 5. And probability of third number being chosen correct 2 by 5 and fourth. Therefore, raised to is 16 upon 620. The probability, if you choose the four numbers randomly, the probability that the unit place of the product is going to be 1379, 16 upon 625. Very small, very small. Is it understood? Next. A rifleman is firing at a distance target and hence has only 10% chance of it. Find the number of rounds he must fire in order to have more than 50% chance of hitting it at least once. Okay, so P is 1 by 10. Probability that he hits the target, chance is 10%. So not hitting is 9 by 10. Okay, so now 9 by 10, 9 by 10, 9 by 10. Find the number of rounds he must fire in order to have more than 50% chance of hitting it at least once. So suppose he fires n number of times. So 9 by 10 raised to n, 1 minus. Should be greater than half, more than 50% chance. At least once means total probability minus n times failure, at least once. If this is the equation, then you can solve it and say that 9 by 10 raised to n should be less than half. For n is equal to 7 or more, it becomes less than half. So at least you should fire n is equal to 7 times. But if n is less than 7, LHS is greater than half. Chances of hitting 50% are not there. 50% or more are not there. Okay, so what you need to understand and do is basically put the word problem into set theoretic notation properly, and then set theoretic notation you should have total control on how to go about it. And then English at least once means what is set theoretic. In the earlier problem, it was one of the earlier problems, at least one of the events will happen, both fail. So all those words are very important in English and their corresponding meaning in set theory. So that it is, all the problems are based on that understanding. Next problem. X speaks truth in 60% of the cases, Y in 50% of the cases. Find the probability that they contradict each other, narrating the same incidents. A simple x, P of x is equal to 2 by 3, 2 by 5. P of y is equal to half. What we need to find out is They contradict each other. So probability of x into probability of y bar, y dash, plus probability of x dash into probability of y, which is equal to 2 by 5 into half plus 3 by 5 into half, which is half. Find the probability that in a group of n people, two with the same birth dates, ignore leap year. We have performed this experiment in 9th standard, I think.